Okay, welcome to my video. My name's Divine. We're gonna be talking about the movie The Devil Wears Prada and actually identify who the real villain is. And that's not me to say, when we were kids, Miranda, she was just misunderstood. No, Miranda was still a terrible, terrible boss. You know, she was still doing her job, but she was definitely creating a toxic work environment, blah blah blah. So that's not here to be like, oh, I'm excusing her, da 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 da. We all knew and understood she was a bit of a bitch, but it's okay because someone else is a bigger bitch. Okay, well, first of all, I wanted to say last week I hit 100 subscribers, and that's 99 people plus my mum. Yeah, she's not watching this, but yeah, as a quick refresher for people that haven't watched the movie in a while, Andy, the main character, she's basically graduated from university, and from university she's been applying to a bunch of jobs in journalism. She hasn't gotten a single one, and now she has the option of two interviews, between an interview at Runway, where Miranda Priestley, obviously, you know, is the CEO, and then another place called Auto Universe. But drum roll, please. Here we are with our actual villain of the movie, Nate, Andy's boyfriend. I basically watched the whole movie, analysed every scene he's in. He's not in many scenes, so it wasn't too hard, but he's in enough where it's like, wow, like every time you're on TV, you're a shit guy. But yeah, basically every time I've seen Nate, I've taken notes. Let me put on my glasses. And here we are. Okay. Here we are. My prescriptions, I can see. Let's get into it. First time we see Nate, very first couple seconds in the movie, he's kissed Andy goodbye, saying good luck. Obviously, good luck for your interview.
Good luck.
Good luck to anybody. So that's quite nice to say that he said good luck. Next scene we see him in, Andy has gotten the job, and his words exactly are, wait, you got an interview at a fashion magazine. What was it? A phone interview. Obviously, you know your girlfriend has been trying very hard to get a job. She's gotten many rejections, and this is the first thing you say. No, not congratulations, oh my days, I'm so happy for you, da 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 da. Was it a phone interview? Clearly stating that he doesn't think visually she fits in or has the style to work at a fashion magazine. You guys are probably thinking, oh, it's not that deep, da 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 da. No, it is that deep, because when you hear every single thing he says during the movie, this line right here is very important. Whole scene, nothing supportive comes out of his mouth. It's not just a joke, I promise you. Because if it was just a joke, where's the rest of the support in the scene? Where was the oh, I'm so proud of you, good job, da, 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 I'm so happy for you. Where was it? It was just that joke and that's it. Yeah? Alright, we continue. Next time we see Nate, Andy has just come home from her first day of work. On her first day of work was the infamous scene where Miranda Priestley was choosing between two turquoise belts, and then Andy laughed because they're basically the same belt. And obviously that did not sit well with Miranda, so she got cut the fuck up. So here is Andy complaining about her first day and how vicious Miranda was and da 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 da. And you can tell, if you're specifically looking at Nate, you can tell he's not really engaged in the conversation. He asks a question, and then when he laughs, Andy clearly doesn't appreciate the fact that he's laughing, so she's like, oh, don't laugh, da 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 da. You realise that he wasn't engaged in the conversation. He wasn't really engaged in the conversation because of his reaction to everything Andy has said, and then to Andy not eating the grilled cheese. When Andy said she wasn't hungry, suddenly Nate's full of energy. Where was this energy when your girlfriend was upset about her first day of work? Not even a smidge. This guy wasn't giving her 5% of the energy that he's now giving towards this grilled cheese. This guy is now naming the ingredients, the cost of ingredients in that grilled cheese. It's like, bro, it's just bread and cheese and butter. Huh? If you want to be cheap, take out the butter. Just bread and cheese. You're shaking. You're shaking. Oh my gosh. Talking about, oh, there's $8, da 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 da. Bro, I don't even know what that ingredient is. And I'm happy for you that that's your only personality trait, clearly. But what the hell? So clearly, you can see that he cared more about the grilled cheese than everything Andy had just said. Shouldn't you be giving her at least 50% of that energy that you give bread and cheese?
Did you there, Tiger?
Okay, Okay, next scene that we see Nate in, he's at the bar with Andy's two other friends, and then Andy has just come back from work, right? Bearing gifts. At this point of the movie, 38 minutes, she has like, you know, she's becoming more accustomed to working in the fashion industry. So she's dressing better, she's got a new haircut, she's feeling more confident because obviously the gifts have been spread out, you know. The black girl that I don't know what her name is, she's very grateful for the purse. Da, 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 da. Nate's trying to downplay it, saying, oh, why do women need so many bags? Shut up! Why do you need so many shoes? Because you like variety. What do you mean? Are you dumb? Oh my gosh. I hate this guy. Yeesh. So after Andy handed out all those gifts, right? Nate turns to her and he says, kind of under his breath, you've been drinking the coolie. And I didn't understand what he meant. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what that lingo is. But Andy clearly understood and she did not like what he said. But before we can have a conversation with Nate about what the fuck he just said, Andy's phone goes off and it's Miranda. Tell me why Nate's first response was to snatch her phone, look at it, see that it's Miranda, then jog it around like it's a hot potato. This is her job. This is her job. Can you imagine? All your friends know how hard you have it at your job and you're barely surviving, right? That your boss is literally, they call her the dragon lady. None of you would want to be in a room with this woman because she would intimidate you, right? But here you are juggling her job like it's a circus, like it's a joke. You know how hard she works. So Nate throws it over to the black girl that just got a bag. I am very confused. If someone got me a handbag that I really wanted, not even wanted, but I knew how exclusive it was. You saw that bag, you could have kept it to yourself, but you brought it to me. You have bought my loyalty for at least 24 hours. I'm not playing your games. I'm not putting my friend's job at jeopardy that just got me a handbag. And you can see the panic in Andy's eyes. She's saying, give it, give it, give it. She throws it over to the fluffy guy. I'm not gonna blame the fluffy guy because all he did was catch it. Yeah, and then Andy took the phone. So he's not really an accomplice too much. But these two, fake friends. The next scene Nate is in, Andy's at home. She's dressed up nice. I don't know if she's coming from work or coming from an event. I can't really remember. I didn't write it down. But Nate, particularly in that scene, said, I liked your old clothes better. It's a lie. Remember what you said when she first got the job? No, let's rewind. It seems that you said the words, wait, you got a job at a fashion magazine. What was it? A phone interview? Oh, I liked you before you started wearing nicer clothes that are free, by the way. I'm not gonna lie, because it's not that Andy's going on shopping spree. She's just getting these clothes from work. She's getting these clothes from work for free. And you're saying, oh, I liked your old clothes better. That is a lie. Because if you liked my old clothes, you wouldn't have been making jokes. Let's put 2 and 2 together. Because I'm getting 4, but you're getting 16. You're not making sense. I am. Okay, so next scene Nate is in at 54 minutes, 20 seconds. Andy has called Nate saying that she's quit her job, right? Because she can't get the Harry Potter book version of the unreleased for Miranda at this time. But then eventually she's able to get it, so she decides, let me not quit, because I actually did the task that she wanted me to do, so let me keep on getting paid. She goes home. Nate comes in with food, celebrating. Yeah, I bought this, Where was this celebration when she first got the job? Because clearly at the start of the movie, Andy made it apparent that she was struggling to find a job. Where's this support? Where was the cake? I don't know. It just feels very much you're celebrating the fact that you never have to hear her complain about Miranda ever again. It's more of a celebration for you. He might have pure intentions. I won't know. Next scene is Nate's birthday at 1 hour, 4 minutes and 9 seconds. With this part, it's a bit sticky because he's allowed to react the way he wants to react because obviously he feels like he's been let down. But if we think about it, have you not ever celebrated your birthday on a different day? I'm just saying, like, if your birthday is on a Wednesday, have you not told your friends, oh, let's all celebrate on Saturday because everyone's free, da 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 da? Has that never been a reality? Because it's clearly this was a work day, so everyone's linking up after work. Of course, Andy couldn't make it, but she intended on making it. It wasn't a thing of he wasn't told. He definitely knew she wasn't gonna be there, right, on time. Completely missed it, but it was still a thing of you guys can still celebrate on a different day. Let's think about it. Have you never rescheduled your birthday for the weekend because it's more convenient? I'm just saying, like, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, I understand you're allowed to be disappointed, you know, so I'm not bashing him too hard for this, for his reaction, because everyone is human. Because when we're really thinking about it, Andy did sacrifice something to be here, because she could have met the chief editor of the New York magazine, right? That could have jetted off her whole career if she had just done that. But she's like, no, you know what, I should go see Nate on his birthday. Babe, the birthday is finished. You can see him tomorrow. And I'm not gonna lie, he's acting as if they don't wake up together. I'm pretty sure you saw each other in the morning. And then oh my days. Then the next scene, we see Andy's black friend, right? And this is where this bitch shows out to be the worst character. Excuse me? Nate was bad, Miranda was bad, but this, oh my gosh, let me not even cuss her out, but the way she reacted to Andy getting a kiss on the cheek, when in an art gallery, people do that. I understand, you feel like it's a bit sus and da 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 da, but talk to her on a level, talk to her normally, none of this storming around. You're grown up. Act like it. I even wrote it down because what she said was so drenched in jealousy. Obviously, I don't want to get this video taken down, so I don't think I'm going to put in the actual whole speech because, you know. But the timestamp is 1 hour, 14 minutes, 19 seconds. But I wrote out everything she said. The Andy I know is madly in love with Nate, is always 5 minutes early, and thinks Club Monaco is couture. For 16 years, I've known everything about that Andy, but this person, this glamazon, who sulks around in corners with hot fashion guys, I don't get her. Have fun in Paris. That Paris comment was rooted in evil. Excuse me? I'm so sorry that she's not kickboxing every guy in her vicinity, right? A kiss on the cheek will not kill anyone. I understand you can talk to her on a level, be like, oh, I think that's a bit off. The fact that he kissed you and stuff like that, and she would have clarified that it was on the cheek, and you'd have been like, oh, but you've been kind of acting kind of weird. That's how you confront your friend. Not all of this, not a tantrum in the middle of an art gallery. The way they're acting as if Emily didn't get hit by a car. And I understand, oh, she could come in crutches. Is Miranda going to want that? You know how she is, the perfectionist. She's not going to take Emily if she's injured. Her whole body broke up. It's not making sense. You guys are acting as if Andy punched her way to the top. All she did was do her job. All she did was change up her style with the free clothes provided at work. Free! Andy isn't buying these clothes. They're free! I'm so sorry. If my workplace just had a closet full of free clothes, you think I wouldn't be there every day? Different outfit, different hairstyle, different look. Do you not think I would be not living my fantasy? I was just thinking, have you never been kissed on the cheek before? That's what I'm curious about, because clearly you work in the art industry, and French people and certain other cultures is a custom, it's in their culture to kiss people on the cheek. So you don't know this white man from anywhere, but he could have been one of those. He could have been French, he could have been one of the Europeans, and that might have been his culture. But here you are sexualizing it because someone has a boyfriend. Your friend that you've known for 16 years, you don't know how to confront them calmly. Oh my days. When she brought up, she's always 5 minutes early. I'm so sorry she was doing her job on a weekday. She communicated that she was going to be late because of work. Now you're adding it to your list of, oh, you're different. You've changed. Babe, if you don't suck, your mum. Okay, and now after the black girl had a go at Andy, we get Nate coming and he's like, oh, I thought Emily was going to Paris. Andy, all she had to say was, Emily got hit by a car. It becomes very escalated for no reason. Andy says, I didn't have a choice. Nate replied, I know, that's your answer for everything. I didn't have a choice, as if your job was forced on you, like you don't make these decisions yourself. First of all, her options are either do your job or get fired. I don't know what type of options you think she has, but they're not many. Why does she want to lose her supply of money for your validation? I'm so sorry, you're supposed to be supporting her. But where's the support? Where's the support? Someone show it to me, because I've watched this whole movie, didn't see a crumb. Like, I'm sure there's people in Tesco, people that work at Sainsbury's that have a terrible manager that will book them for double shifts. But they won't allow them to switch their shifts around, or they'll do it last minute and be like, oh, you still have to come in. You're moving as if this isn't a common phenomenon. As if you can just go up to a terrible manager and tell them about themselves. Do you want her to be unemployed? Because I feel like that's what you want. Because it's not making sense. You're acting as if she hasn't already made some connections and met some people in journalism, the industry that she actually wants to be in. You're acting as if you could get her a job in journalism. You're acting as if you have the connections, but you don't. She doesn't want to work as a chef. All you do is hate from outside of the club. You can't even get in. And all of this because she's going to Paris. Or you make your decisions. I'm so sorry, but Emily got hit by a car. A vehicle. This babe is out of commission. She needs to rest. Who's going to replace her? Obviously assistant number 2. Of course she didn't have a choice. What, was Emily going to be wheeled behind Miranda the whole time? Miranda wasn't going to have that. Miranda Priestley? Like, if I told my friends, oh, I'm going to Paris, is a work opportunity, they would be happy for me. They're like, oh, that's so cool, da 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 da. But all of a sudden, everyone has loyalties towards Emily. Emily is not a nice person. Emily is not Andy's friend. Andy owes Emily nothing. All of you guys are on Emily's side, as if she's paying your bills. It doesn't make sense. Next thing he says, I don't care if you were out pole dancing all night, as long as you did it with a little integrity. Who is this guy? This guy has never been supportive. And now he's talking about, I wouldn't care if you did pole dancing. It's a lie. If she was pole dancing, you would be furious. Don't act the same way you were pretending, oh, I liked your old clothes better, after you were insulting them, making jokes. If she was to actually go pole dancing, well, what would you be doing? Shaking and crying, upset, insecure, because clearly that's what you are. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why you're so unsupportive. She is an assistant. You're acting as if she kills people. It's making no sense, because you're talking about she has no integrity. What has changed? She's working late. She's better at her job. She's improved her dress sense. And I say improve, obviously dress sense is subjective, you know, everyone has different opinions. But if it's made her more confident, which it has, that's an improvement. And she missed your birthday. Okay. What of those 4 things calculate to less integrity? She doesn't even talk shit about these girls anymore. What has changed? Next, Nate says, is you used to say this was just a job. You used to make fun of the runway girls. What happened now you've become one of them? How has that made her become one of them? Because she enjoys she enjoys working at the company that she does? Because how has she become one of them? Now answer that. She's dressing different. Okay, but it's improved her confidence, so isn't that a good thing? Oh, she's working late. But if she was in journalism, she would be working late. So, what? Oh, and then Nate says, that's okay, that's fine, just own up to it. And then we can stop pretending we have anything in common anymore. What did you have in common in the first place? You guys were talking shit about her job together. So now that you don't have that in common, you're saying we don't have anything in common. But the relationship existed before this job. You're telling me you had nothing in common in the beginning? You guys were just dating for vibes. You're in a relationship, living together, paying rent, halving the bill for vibes. The only thing you guys had in common was misery. Andy's misery. Now she's not miserable at her job. Suddenly you can't make jokes about Andy. Because the way you're acting is as if you guys bonded over her wardrobe, her old clothes. As if you guys picked out her ugly outfits together. You shouldn't really care about the way she dresses now because you never cared in the first place. You made jokes about it, clearly, but you didn't really care about the way she was dressing. Now she's dressing better for her confidence, and suddenly it's oh, this is a problem. At the end of the scene, they decide to go on a break, and Miranda Priestley calls Andy, and then Nate was like, that's who you're in a relationship. Well, shut up, man. It's her job. You guys are acting as if you've never gotten a call from your boss. But yeah, next scene that we see Nate in is at the end of the movie. At this point, Andy has quit her job on her own terms because she doesn't want to become like Miranda Priestley. So it was very much her own decision. It wasn't the influence of her friends. Andy is now unemployed. She's going to an interview, but she's asked Nate to meet up and talk, right? So I've written down what Nate has said. Immediately he sees Andy and he says, I have work in 20 minutes. Not hi, not hello. I have work in 20 minutes. This guy does not care. This guy doesn't care. Andy says, and I hate the directors for making her say such rubbish words, but she says, I turned my back on my friends and my family and everything I believed in for what? You didn't turn your back on anyone. You went to Paris. I don't get it. They're acting as if Andy having a job and being good at it and changing her wardrobe is a crime. You haven't turned your back against anyone. Your family was super supportive. Her dad came to come see her in the middle of the movie because he was worried that she was being overworked, and she was. Like, that job was very stressful. So I don't think she turned her back on anyone because everything she did only affected her as a person. But yeah, Nate was like, for shoes and shirts and jackets and belts. When I tell you, someone needs to slap this man. She's trying to be vulnerable, trying to be honest and apologize for whatever she thinks she has done, and this guy isn't taking it seriously. Andy's reaction to what Nate has said, those for shoes, you've turned her back on us, for shoes, for shirts, for jackets, for belts. Obviously Andy doesn't appreciate, you can see in her face, right, the way she has reacted to what he said. He changes the topic, so clearly he didn't really pay attention to the apology at all. He didn't even accept it. He was just like, oh, I got a new job. But yeah, that's the end of the movie. And no one can come to me and be like, oh, Nate's allowed to be upset that she's changed and da 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 da. Are you the same person you were last year? You guys look at snaps of yourself from what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you're like, ugh, cringe. Because you've changed. It's not making sense. But that's why I'll leave the video in it. So I appreciate you watching. Cheers. Also, once again, thanks for 100 subscribers.